The Guild is Maximum Lawyers' community of legal entrepreneurs who are taking their businesses and lives to the next level. As a Guild member, you'll build relationships, be held accountable, and learn strategies specifically designed to get you unstuck and accelerate your plan for growth. Members are also granted exclusive access to masterminds hosted around the country. Our next event is coming up, and we're heading to Scottsdale, Arizona. There's something truly magical about the power of these in-person connections where real-time breakthroughs happen. Picture this. You're surrounded by like-minded law firm owners tackling your business and mindset challenges together. The energy is electric, the insights are transformative, and the results are game-changing. Investing in yourself is the best decision you'll ever make. The knowledge, strategies, and breakthroughs you'll gain are priceless assets that will supercharge your practice and propel you forward. Join the Guild and secure your ticket to Scottsdale at the best possible price by visiting maxlawevents.com. In today's episode, we're sharing a presentation from MaxLawCon 2022. Keep listening to hear Billie Tarascio as we share her talk, bringing your marketing in-house. You can also head to the Maximum Lawyer YouTube channel to watch the full video. Now, to the episode.
Run your law firm the right way. This is the Maximum Lawyer Podcast. Your hosts, Jim Hacking and Tyson Mutrux. Let's partner up and maximize your firm. Welcome to the show.
First, before I get started, don't go fire your SEO company. I love SEO companies. A lot of this was my fault, okay? But after outsourcing our SEO and digital marketing for about 7 years, we decided never again. It wasn't working for us. We wanted to bring it in-house. And again, remember, a lot of this is because I am a problem client. One of the hardest things about digital marketing is figuring out whether or not it's working. It's just really hard to know if what you're paying for is actually bringing you business. So many times you'll get impressions, you'll get page rank, you'll get maybe subscribers you can look at to see how your social media is doing. You might see which keywords you're ranking for, but being able to say, and that's working, is two different things. For me, there was a disconnect between the reports I was getting and whether or not it was working. So in 2021, January 2021 is when we decided no more. And here's how I decided. I looked at my leads, and I hadn't been looking at my leads. I had been spending, many of you know, I had been spending a lot of time looking at my intake numbers, my conversion numbers, and my leads didn't matter because I was optimizing my conversion numbers. And that worked really well. So even though my leads numbers were doing this, my profit numbers were doing this, so it did not matter. So where you're at in your journey, you may not be exactly where I'm at. You may not be ready to focus on getting more leads if you have not already optimized your intake and conversions. But this is what I found when I got to the end of 2020 and I was like, what? How is it that we've grown 30% this year and our leads are down? I think that's it. I think that's what I need to do. I think I know my digital marketing's not working. That's what it was for me. That was my aha moment for, I'm not outsourcing this anymore. But this is what had happened to my consultations, which is why I couldn't tell. My consultations looked good. And this is what happened to my number of clients. Oh, they cut off. So you can't, oh no, they didn't. So it was 170, then 200, then 231, then 220. And I wasn't even that concerned about these things because the revenue and the profit was going up. But this is when I decided, okay, I'm done. I'm done with digital marketing. I'm done with paying for leads. I'm done with SEO. I'm done with AdWords. I've tried it off and on for 7 years. It's never really been my jam. I'm done paying for leads. I want to invest money in a brand and in products that create value for my potential clients and in referrals and in relationships, because I know that when I spend $5,000 on that stuff this month, it's going to have value in a year versus me spending $5,000 this month on SEO or leads or AdWords, which won't provide me value in a year. So I decided it was time for us to focus on brand, community, and content, creating value. So today's talk in 20 minutes, here's what we're going to go over. Hold me to it. We're going to talk about 5 new marketing initiatives that we've done that we launched since 2021. We're going to talk about branding, and we're going to talk about our marketing team. And then we're going to talk about our KPIs that we use for our marketing team. How are we holding ourselves accountable? And what have those results been? First, TikTok. Oh my gosh. I wish I could spend 20 minutes talking to you about TikTok. TikTok is different, you guys. TikTok is different. Here is why. TikTok puts you in front of your potential clients, not your family and friends, not the people you already know. That is why TikTok is different. We are getting clients every single month from TikTok. TikTok is the most engaged social media platform I've ever seen. The other thing that happened, I don't know if you guys know, but in 2020, TikTok went from the 7th most popular website in terms of minutes to number 1, bypassing Google. Okay, so TikTok is having a moment that was Facebook in 2003. So if you're not on TikTok, truly consider it. And I'm going to go all in. I haven't done paid advertising yet with TikTok, and I'm going to. You know why? TikTok's algorithm is so brilliant. They will put my ads in front of Arizona divorce clients. I know. So, and those numbers are old. Those numbers are from when I made the presentation. So we have even more followers, and it's amazing. So if you do one thing, consider TikTok. Cons, you have to post a lot. Frequency matters. You can't do a great ad and then expect it to do well forever. You have to keep feeding TikTok new content. So on my best days or when I really want to grow fast, I have to be posting 4 to 6 times a day. And whenever I go on vacation or I do something like this, it's not working. Now I know your mouth is open, but we're talking 15 seconds. So I just did one because I hadn't done one. And I did one for 15 seconds that said, mediation tip. Create a memo because then you'll have an outline. That's it. Okay. So results and engagement is insane. Pro Bono Day. Pro Bono Day is like the opposite, right? If TikTok is online, Pro Bono Day is hyper local. But I post on TikTok about our Pro Bono Day and we get people from TikTok coming to our Pro Bono Day. Pro Bono Day is once every 2 months and it's an event we have and it's free consultation day. So what do we get out of Pro Bono Day? We get clients every single time. We get reviews because that's the real exchange we ask for. After we're done meeting with you and giving you free advice or looking at your documents or whatever on your way out, and it's fun. We've got an event. We've got something for the kids to be entertained. It's a good time. The energy's vibing. The marketing team decorates. It's a good time. And we always walk away with clients, goodwill, and reviews. So in April was the last one we did. And we had 33 people attend. We had 5 immediate hires. And we got 22 reviews. The negatives, I'll tell you right now, are getting lawyers to show up. That's the con. It takes lawyers time. But I've decided that this is something that's worth it and that is mandatory in my office because it creates goodwill. It creates an event we can talk about on all of our social that is not just me throwing garbage information at people or, hey, look at me. This is an event. This is a service. So I get to feel really good about offering it. Facebook group. We have a Facebook group. And TikTok and Pro Bono Day feed this Facebook group. So we are creating a community. And the Facebook group is rather new. And it's got, right now, how many members, Sarah? 550. It's growing. It's growing a lot. And these are local people who are on there talking about their divorce. We're trying to provide resources to grow the group and then invite them to different events, get them engaged, get them to be our promoters. What are the pros, cons, and results? It's been harder to grow than TikTok. It's not like Facebook puts the group in front of everybody who's interested in my topic like TikTok does. So the algorithm on TikTok makes things easier than the algorithm on Facebook, which really makes you work. So that what I say is the con. Also, it takes time. It takes a lot of time in the Facebook group. And it's not time that I spend. So that's another con. And I don't know that the results are quite as hot as TikTok or Pro Bono Day in terms of actual clients. So I think it's a longer term investment. It's not a quick thing. Like the other 2 things I just talked about, the first 2 things are quick, hot ways to get clients. We also started a meetup. And the thing is, we're trying to make these things grow and be connected. But this was our very first meetup that we ever did. And it was at the bar downstairs from our office. And, there was a white circle around this lady on the outside. Oh, here, I have a thing. You see her? She found me on TikTok, came to Pro Bono Day, did not hire me, but took the strategy, went on and got the results she wanted, left a review for us, came on my podcast as a guest, and is the biggest fan of modern law. She literally thinks that she won her case and got her outcome because of a half an hour with me at Pro Bono Day. She's great. She hangs out in the Facebook group talking about how great we are. Like, it's amazing. So she came. These 3 people are clients. These 3 circle people are clients. And they left connected to each other and more connected to modern law, which is pretty cool because people want FaceTime with their lawyer. They like their lawyer. They like our law office a lot. But we're expensive, so engaging with us is hard and expensive. And if they get to come to a meetup, it gets to be cash and fun. So really great for relationship building, for getting those deep promoters. Let's see. Pros, cons, results. What did I say? Last online event had 130 registrants. Oh, we're also doing some online events that are just educational. So reaching out to lawyers and offering free sale by offering courses to lawyers and offering courses online to people who just want to know how to represent themselves, because a lot of people represent themselves, or a lot of people represent themselves for a little while and then stop and then come hire us. So anytime we can offer value, we're trying to do that. The last of the 5 is a podcast. We started this podcast September of 2020. And the goal here was to build referral connections. I wanted a reason to get to know people and connect with people, and I really didn't want to have to start going out for coffees, which I did a lot when I was a brand new lawyer, like pounding pavement to make network connections, and that's incredibly effective. But now I'm 41 and I have a little less energy and enthusiasm to do that. So, but if you reach out to someone and you ask them, will you be a guest on my show? They're gonna say yes. And now you are investing in them. You are creating content for your website and for social media, and you're creating the ability to have a referral connection. So that was the main point of the podcast. I just checked. We've now had over 16,000 downloads. We get about 1,000 downloads a month. Our clients listen to it. Our potential clients listen to it. It's a way to build brand and expertise. It's not that simple. It's not that hard. So the marketing team definitely helps with finding people to be interviewed. I don't do a lot of prep. In the morning, I get a blurb from my marketing team about the person that I'm interviewing, and then we just have a chat. I put it on YouTube. It gets edited. It gets uploaded to the podcast. It then becomes social media content and all those things. So I think they're all worth considering. The first 2 are really the ones that I would highly recommend you think about.
The Zapathon is back. If you're new around here, the Zapathon is the OG automation workshop. At this next exclusive Guild event, we're partnering up with Maximum Lawyer's good friend, Kelsey Bratcher, to bring you a 1.5-day automation workshop. The idea of automation is simple, right? Identify a repeatable pattern of tasks and then use technology so that business process can happen without you. But setting up that technology can be daunting, time-consuming, and even have a steep learning curve. Join us in person and you'll create automations on site that will start working for you before you even leave Austin. Join the Guild today and grab your ticket at maxlawevents.com.
All right, let's talk about branding. We're going to move to branding. This was a picture that was taken at Christmas time this last year at my house. And this is our team at that time. Might be missing a couple people, but what does this picture say to anyone? Awesome. Oh, that's nice of you. She says it's awesome. I said it kind of looks like we're big and hodgepodge, and I was not that impressed. But in March 2022, we did a rebrand. And this is the brand. That's what I want to convey, not that. I mean, do you know what I'm saying? Please tell me you're with me. It's just too big. It's too many people for a group shot. This is oh my gosh, those are our lawyers. They happen to be all women. I mean, sort of fortuitously, the last male attorney got another job right before we took the picture, and I'm digging it. I've never been in an all-woman firm, and I'm digging it. It's a cool vibe, and I think that it is the vibe, that it is the authentic vibe. So Elise talked about being your authentic self, and she's warm and fuzzy and cuddly, and she does low-conflict divorces that protect the children, and I'm not. I'm Italian, and this is my vibe, and this is the authentic self that I am, and the law firm is a litigation firm, and we're sort of badass. That's the truth. So I put this quote on there because it came in from one of our clients during an MPS collection feedback, and this person said, I love how it's Italian family mafia style because I'm Italian, and my grandma's family's from Italy, and I just feel confident when I have modern law on my side, and that's the branding I want. So taking a minute to think about your visuals in this very visual society is probably a good idea, and to look at your headshots and your photos and say, is my brand on point? Is it now connecting with my target audience? This is our marketing team. These are the full-time people on our marketing team, sort of. We have another intake person, and then we have other contractors that help. But it's a digital marketing person, it's events and referral coordinator, and then a client advocate. So I told you last year that we call our intake team now client advocates, and their job has to do with a few things, basically start to finish on that client journey. Sarah's here. She's our marketing director now. Hey. And that's kind of what it takes to pull off all of these different initiatives. What are our KPIs? We are looking at the number of leads we're getting each month. Honestly, marketing is about creating leads. We define leads as people with a problem in Arizona that is family law. So as long as they're in our jurisdiction and they have our area of law, they're leads. And so we're looking at that. We're looking at how many people attended consultations, paid consultations, because the marketing team and the client advocates can't really be responsible for the conversion rates of the lawyers or the capacity of the lawyers to take on new clients. That's why we pick that KPI, and the number of reviews that we get. It's really the job of the marketing team to get reviews in all of these in our 5 different locations, which you guys will remember probably from last year. So what have the results been? So this is just 2021 and 2022. The red is leads. The light blue is the scheduled consultations. So that has gone up a lot, even more so than just the leads. So our intake team, you can see from this, is just rocking. The attended is the blue, and that was about the same. And then the yellow on the top is reviews. So we've really gotten quite a few more reviews. And the other thing that we do is we have a group bonus system. So when our marketing team hits these KPIs as a group, everybody in that group bonuses. So we're all working towards getting these same things. And the team that bonuses is not just these people. It's also, well, it's probably a total of 5 or 6 different people in the firm who all do just different things that touch marketing. So that's it. I did it in like 15 minutes. Do you guys have any questions? Yeah.
Can you talk a little more about how to set up Pro Bono Day?
Yes, I would love to. So Pro Bono Day is set up. We do have people register in advance, but we don't take appointments because people don't show up. You can register in advance, you show up, you then wait until the next lawyer is available to meet with you. There's usually 6 lawyers all in different rooms, and it's just such a good time. Like there's a lot of people there. People are chatting with each other. There's a lot of people from our team there. They've got, it's really festive and it's really fun. And then they come in and they have about a half an hour with somebody and then they leave. And on their way out, they are asked to leave a review, and they do. And that's how we do it. Yes.
For TikTok, are you mostly or exclusively doing like legal videos, or are you also doing kind of like the trending?
I am so glad you asked that. Okay, so if I didn't say this already, one of the awesomest things about TikTok is because the engagement is so high, you get to test and you get feedback immediately. So when I started TikTok, I took my most popular YouTube video, cut it down, and put it on TikTok. And like within 24 hours, there were more comments and more likes than I'd ever gotten on YouTube. So you can test it. And I have. Trends don't work for me. I've tried some of them. They don't work. That is not what my audience likes. My audience wants content. And you know what they really want? They want high conflict divorce custody case content. And my audience on TikTok is more female than in any other area. So in every other area, it's closer to equal. And on TikTok, it's basically women who are in custody battles with narcissists. But those are great cases. So we're not sad, and we keep making content that they like. Yes.
The KPIs, can you just kind of how you started them, like what you evaluated when you implemented them in the firm, and just maybe a brief roadmap on how you use them or assess them?
Okay, so that might be difficult. I've been talking about KPIs on stages like this since 2015. What are the main KPIs for law firms in general?
Well, how did you implement them, and how did you start to assess them and utilize them to build the firm better?
So in each area, how did we start? We started with revenue, certainly intake. What's our conversion rate look like? How many leads are we getting? Are we converting the right number? We measure it from whatever system is. So first you identify the KPI you want. What is your biggest problem in your firm, and how will you measure whether or not you'll move that forward? Let's talk more, because this is yeah. Any other, yes?
Is your Facebook group different than your firm's Facebook page?
Yes.
And how do you attract people to the group?
Great question. Yes, they're very different. So the page is like a business card, really. You know, you post updates. Nobody cares anymore. Nobody cares. And I'm going to stop doing what nobody cares about. That's another thing that I've committed to doing. It's like, why are we feeding machines that aren't feeding us back? So the group is totally different. Groups are now, I think, where people are spending time on Facebook. And maybe you're part of some groups. Like there's a Go Gilbert group, and there's a buy and sell group, and there's groups where people hang out, and they can be private or public, and they talk to one another, and they're communities. And that's not like our pages at all. So our Facebook group page is set up as a private page. How did we attract people? We asked our law firm to invite people. We posted about it on TikTok and in our newsletter. Sarah is our community events person, and she just promotes it. But there is an expert here that we're hoping to talk to what's her name? Liz. We're hoping to talk to Liz, so you should probably talk to Liz too. Any other question? Yeah.
How do you deal with giving legal advice on Facebook?
Oh, that's a really hard question. Everybody's giving legal advice on the Facebook group. Everybody's giving legal advice everywhere. All of the ladies on TikTok that are telling people what the law says and what it means, and like, that's the real world we live in. So what's the line between advice and information? What do? I try to say, hey, you should consider, or have you thought about, or we might talk about blah, blah, blah. So I don't know. An ethics attorney would probably say I crossed the line, but this is the world we live in. Like, so I'm interacting with people. I'm answering their questions. I'm giving them the content they want. And that is why they're hiring us. And the content that they want includes specific information. And it's not specific to their case, but it's specific to their scenario. So people will ask you questions on TikTok like, my baby daddy lives out of state and I have a 1-year-old. Is a judge going to make my 1-year-old fly to go see the baby daddy? So that's a very, a good example of the question that I'll get on TikTok, and I'll answer it. Hey, here's what I see judges do in Maricopa County. And I'm specific also about Maricopa County. So I'm talking about, some family law attorneys talk about things very, very broad. I'm answering specific questions about what I see happening in Maricopa County with judges in Maricopa County. Thank you all very much.
Thanks for listening to the Maximum Lawyer Podcast. To stay in contact with your host and to access more content, go to MaximumLawyer.com. Have a great week and catch you next time.